Hello, my people. What's poppin', y'all? Welcome to the Gray Area Podcast, where we talk about situations and things that are rarely even talked about. Y'all know how we do. And shout out to everybody holding it down through the storm. I wouldn't even try to pronounce it to make myself sound stupid on the media. And all know what to do. We here and hope everybody is being safe. We had a little bit of rain, and some people still don't have light. Well, I got light, as y'all can see. So we just here tonight with another great area subject matter on the thing. And if you're here, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, y'all know what to do. Share, share, share. Invite a friend, tell a friend, and let's talk about it. Y'all know what to do. Hi, everybody, everybody. Shout out to all of my people that be holding it down. And for those that catch the podcast after it has been broadcast live. So shout out to everybody. Shout out, shout out. Like I said, if you're on Facebook or whether you're on YouTube, y'all know what to do. Share that link, invite a friend, post it on your wall. Y'all show that support. Y'all know what to do. Again, I'd like to say I'm glad that all of you, I can't text or I can't message all of you on the media. Y'all know it's a bunch of y'all, so don't feel any kind of way. So I'm just going to use this platform, seeing as y'all watching, to just say, hope y'all safe and sound. Y'all know, hello, everybody. The topic for tonight is you are not the father. Mm, mm. This is a subject matter where y'all know. Yes, we got current. We got current. Yeah, kid, playing daddy. Listen, this is a real subject that plagues the 242. Whether y'all want to believe it or not, this is a subject that is rarely talked about. And y'all might be wondering, what am I talking about? You are not the father. And I'm not talking about, oh, shout out. Look here, shout out to my mentor, aka the spiritual. Look here, y'all think only Rodney Monk have a spiritual advisor? I got a spiritual advisor too. Shout out to my mentor, Pastor Ellis. She's been holding it down from day one. Listen, big things going on in her life. Shout out to you, Pastor Ellis, my spiritual advisor. Rodney Monk, it ain't only you. I got the real deal, So shout out everybody. See, you got that spiritual. Shout out everybody. Y'all share. The woman shouldn't treat it as a man. Ali, you just jumping right in. We ain't even start yet. Come on, man. Y'all give me some time. All right, we're gonna start this off with a little clip. Most of you know which clip I'm going to, so we're gonna watch this. Let's go. You know what it is. Okay. I don't know if y'all could have heard that video. I don't know if y'all could have heard the video, but anyway, there's been rumors that it's fake, but I just want to draw the scenario from that video. So y'all, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let me just get to these comments. The woman shouldn't treat it as an obligation because of my. Okay, I don't want to jump in too quick. Nah. Let's go. The whole scenario, even though the video was going around that it's a fake video, but I just want to draw a scenario. Should a man stay in that child's life? Let's say he's been in that child's life for 3 to 5 years, and he decided upon himself to go and take a DNA test, right? He goes to decide to take a DNA test and finds out that that child is not his. And now he is already bonded with that child. He's already loved that child like it was his child. Should that man be obligated? Not even obligated. Should he stick around in that child's life? Let's talk about it. You are not the father. Let's get this comment from Ali. Look here, y'all share. Welcome to the Gray Area Podcast. Y'all know what we do. Talk about situations and things that are rarely even talked about for whatever reason. It's that simple. The woman shouldn't treat it as an obligation because a man is not obligated to be the father figure for a child that isn't his. That is his choice. Facts. 100. But we have scenarios whereas they feel as though the man should stay because he's been in that child's life, so they want them as the father figure to be there for that child. I don't know how I feel about that. Your daddy ain't your daddy, but your daddy don't know. Oh, it's me. Shame and scandal in the family. It won't be me, buddy. Yes, Shay, and she is so happy. And like I said, right? We have situations and scenarios whereas it's happening right here. We have men that are taking care of children. I'm not talking about stepchildren. I want to make that clear before y'all come for me. We have men that are taking care of children that ain't theirs. And sometimes they don't find out until that child is a teenager and they already build a bond and you know what I mean? Like daddy this and daddy that. Like, what is the man to do? Hey, cuz, what's popping, Candy? What's popping now, y'all? Let me know. What is the man to do? This is a sensitive subject for sure, but you can't have a healthy relationship based on deceit. Pure facts. It's true. There are some scenarios whereas the woman would be exposed for a liar, you know, after that DNA results come true. And that DNA results say you are 0.000% the father. And now, oh baby, I didn't do that. I ain't cheat on you. That wrong. You got to take another subject. No, come on. No, baby, let's do this. No. Listen, me personally, y'all know I love my bum. I love kids. If I was to ever find myself in a scenario like that, or if I was in a scenario like that, I don't care how old that child is. For me, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And yes, I know the video, like I said, and I was glad. It was said that the video was fake. Even so, there are real scenarios in that same situation. I don't know if y'all probably couldn't hear the video, but there are scenarios whereas that does apply and it happens. And sometimes, yes, Ali, you're right. It is up to the man. But this man, I said, this man, oh, well, this man ain't about it. But if he leaves, the child will not remember when the child get older. Yeah, Ali, which is true. What happens in instances where the child is at an age of comprehension and understanding, and the man finds out, like, hey, what happens if that child is a teenager and that man just finds out, hey, that's not my child? And listen, I know personally of situations like that. Like people found out that their daddy ain't their daddy, and the daddy just found out when they were like, adults. flipping 20-something-year-old, and the dad is so attached and they don't know what to do. Like, mother sick. He's gonna stay because he's emotionally attached at the end of the day. It ain't gonna be me. If he wished to still be a part of the child. Mm, mm, mm. Pastor Ellis said, no man is obligated to take care of a child that's not his. Now, that will be his choice if he decides to step up. Now, in situation where he already bonds with the child, he should opt to be a male role model because the child is innocent. That's even difficult to do. Like, even if because you, as a man, I can only speak from a man perspective. Even if you, let's say you want to be a role model to that child, right? There's still going to be this feeling. There's still going to be this feeling. This feeling that of when you look at that child, like really? This would happen to me? There's gonna be a feeling, like you can. That's a sticky situation. He isn't obligated, but children are innocent, especially if the child is already attached. Shake, attached or not, I say this man, not me. There should be no obligation. All cap, should be no obligations on his part. That one's easy. But boy, McKen, some people really struggle on it. Some people struggle to the fact that they think hey, should they, because they already bonded and they already built that relationship with that child or whatever, they're struggling whether they should, continue. And that's just, or he took the test if he ain't plan on paying years of child support. It should be his choice. I'm glad that a lot of ladies are saying it should be the man's choice. It should be his choice if he wants to continue or leave. The mother will have to live with it. I've seen some women, when I showed them that video, they was like, oh, the man wrong. He shouldn't have done that. He should at least, still be there for the child or whatever. There isn't any obligation when it comes to deceit. Like, you deceived me. You deceive me. Y'all, anyway, share. Invite a friend, tell a friend, let's talk about it. Better to make that tough choice early versus making it too late, where it can scar the child emotionally, but because they will question who their real daddy is and why their daddy didn't want to be in their life. So true. I'll make that decision in a split 20 seconds. Not even 20. 2 seconds. Me, check the Dina, 0. Okay. That's the end. It's over. It's his decision to stay with it. It's his decision to stay. The child will be affected, and he will also be affected emotionally, but it will be his choice to stay in the kid's life. He don't have to stay with the woman. He can be in the kid's life, or he can't. It's choice. It's up to him if he can continue on. It's no one else's choice but the man's own. He is and he is right to make a decision that won't break him and break the kid even more. I agree. I like how you keep saying it's his decision, because it's gonna be mine's. There won't be any sorrow. There won't be any reevaluation. Bushcrack. What's good, Molly? That's how some men end up in jail. Listen, Ali, jail won't see me. Jail, listen, and don't let it be my house. All of your stuff will be on the sidewalk, not even on the lawn, not even on the porch. I don't want you nowhere my property. Don't let me come. I'll put all of the baby stuff outside too. All the crib, the clothes, and garbage bag. Listen, anyway. Now I know some situations where a guy meets a woman pregnant. Things didn't work out with whoever she dates prior. Guys fall in love and decides he'll step up knowing he ain't the father. Now that's a different situation. And I kudos to those guys, because I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen many times, like guys willing to take care of another man's child because the man can't be fully involved. And that's some real love right there. Resentment will always be there for the mother, though, because a man that wants to be a father should not be deceived like that. That is cruel. Yes. When love is involved, it's not easy to just part ways like that. Boy, Pastor Ellis, I only can speak for me. Even if I worship the ground that you walk on and I love you, I'm gone. I'm gone. It won't be no ands, ifs, or but. None. Yeah, I'll be hurt. And yeah, I'll be mad. No second guessing. Hell no. He should in no way be expected to involve himself with that child in any way further. It's nice if he does anything, but nah. The child being innocent doesn't, and the child being innocent doesn't place any guilt or responsibility on him. He is just as innocent as the child. I gotta say, I agree with that. Y'all invite a friend, tell a friend, let's talk about it. For those of you that your lights are on, actually, because you know half of y'all don't have light. I feel what you're saying, McKen, because this applies to me. This is me, and me is this. I'm innocent in the situation too. Everyone have people reappear in their life claiming they know you from baby, and you look at them like, yeah, but I still don't know you. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I won't be there to allow. Of course, Shay. There's no way you won't be hurt. Like, imagine, right? My bum is 5 years old. This is not the case because my child is my child. Don't ask me how I know, but I know my child is my child. Can you imagine, right? Naya's 5, calls me daddy, talk to me. She knows me. Like, she knows me. Naya can remember stuff from she was 3. She can tell you stuff from she was 3 years old. She can tell you stuff. And all of a sudden, I find out my bum ain't mine. Bum, I'm sorry, but you got to go. You got to go. But he knew what Jason is saying. Have a man thinking it's his when it isn't. Yes. McKen, the baby stuff too. I don't want no memory, nothing. It's easier to say it until it happened to you. Shay, I don't think you know me, I don't think, let's get to this next comment. I don't think you're going to throw a baby out. What? Hold on. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I was just practicing shit. I was just practicing. You see how easy that was? You listen, boy. Yo, that was so easy. I wouldn't what? I believe Jay. He packing every bottle and Pampers. Y'all, listen. I would just like to testify. Let me testify. Right? I'm the type of person, right? Anytime that I make up my mind to get rid of something, everything that is involved with that something got to go. You lucky I'm just packing the stuff up and I'm not setting the stuff on fire. The baby got a able-bodied mother. She will have to make a way. Listen, you better put your trust in God. You made a way. That's what it gotta be. My boys say Bum getting the thumbs all day, McKen. Yo, I don't know. And you missed the okay, you corrected it. We already know how your heart's set up. This ain't about you. We know how you go. King of evil, King Petty. I am not evil. I am not evil. I am not evil. To lie about the child being a man owned versus him meeting you with the baby in your belly is two different situations. Yeah, but she was just using that as an example. That come from you, Toss. Y'all think, boy, listen. Don't let that man spending his money. Oh, my money too? Oh, you're lucky I don't ask for things back anymore. I changed. I'm past that level of petty. God has delivered me from asking for things back. That's a whole nother level of petty. Anyway, spending his money, sending the child to a good school, doing all of that, justifying, oh, he is not the father. The mother got to pay up some money from birth straight up. She could keep the money. I've been delivered from that. I've been delivered. Man, I thought I was heartless. You ain't got no heart. No, it doesn't have anything to do with heart, you know, Shay. I just want to keep it a buck with y'all. I got to keep it 100. If y'all know me personally, me seeing that child every day after finding out that that child is not mine, I can only speak for me. After Dana says, Jason, you are not the father. Me seeing that child every day is going to mess with me mentally, emotionally, psychologically, physically. Every day I got to hear crying just because I trying to hear all the time. That crying now becomes nagging. No, I just can't. I mean, I got to be honest with myself. I can't. I can't. He ain't evil. He is. Yes, I am very realistic. I am very realistic. Come on now. Bruh, the man ain't heartless. The woman heartless, looking in that eyes, man eyes, and him falling in love with that child, and you ain't think twice to tell him he ain't the daddy, she evil. Bleep that. Boy. It's his choice to stay. Look, it ain't even no choice with me. There's no choice. And, oh, I wish I knew sign language so I could do no on the screen. It's no choice with me. It's his choice to stay. If he was paying child support, the court should make her pay him back. And that's, you know, speaking from the Men's Association of the 242, you know what I don't like? Why is it that, right? Why is it that men are obligated to pay child support, right? And a DNA only comes in question if that man says, look here, judge, I don't think this child is mine. But what happens in the case where the man paying child support and then he finds out that he's not the daddy? Why isn't the court on the man's side and make her start putting money on the books in the court until she pays back every dollar that he placed? Anyway, that's another subject. Bruh, the man ain't heartless. Oh, okay, I read that. I wish I could have thrown a nigga out for a child with isn't. What is in minds? Y'all N-words lucky. Oh man, listen, you gotta keep it real. I can never look a man in his eyes and have him raise a child what ain't his without him knowing. Oh, look here. I can't do it. I can't. Molly says, I agree with you, Jason. The effect that takes will ruin the whole relationship with the woman and the child. Real talk. And some of these women are so deceitful. They will know. Listen, I know situations right here in the 242. They will know. They will know that child ain't that man on, and they'll have that child right there. Look at my baby, eh? Posting all on Facebook easy a bozo. Have me looking like bozo. I mean, I know I like the Joker, but my gosh. It's crazy, ridiculous. Yes, the court makes her pay. Oh, yeah. See? Manpower. I've seen some situations where some women were commenting on that same video, and the women were like, he's cruel. The man is cruel. Like, how could you do that after you've been loving that child for so long? Like, what? What do you mean, how? What do you mean, how could you do that? Like, we being realistic in this world today? Like, why does society feel, right? Because we feel the innocence of a child. I mean, the innocence of a child should just fall on the conscience of the man. I didn't ask for this. I did not listen. I didn't ask for all of that. You put me in this predicament, right? And now all of a sudden now you expect me to just suck that up? That ain't gonna be a struggle for me. I will not struggle with that thought process. I found out today, 2 p.m. 2:01, not even 2:01, 2 p.m. 3 seconds. Excuse me, you gotta go. You gotta go. It's crazy how, and right here in the 242 we got that going on. We got women have these, they got men taking care of other people's child. And I'm not even talking about like you met her with the child and you playing the stepfather role. I'm not even talking about that. We're not even going there, because I feel like if you date a woman with children, she becomes a package. And so her responsibility, I don't want to say is your responsibility, but I mean, you should just treat them as one. Let me struggle on my own with that child. I couldn't do something that bad. Kudos to you, Shelly. Some women, man, the part that got me, she said she ain't cheated. There was this in this instance with this girl right here. I can't call her name right, because you know I like to give testimonials to these people that I know, and I don't like to embarrass them. Listen, the dude went and got a DNA test, and she was like, "My baby, I telling you that's yours. I ain't cheat. I ain't cheat. This yours. Like, I ain't been with nobody else." Your boy say, "Look, y'all. You want another DNA test?" So she's like, "Man, that gotta be wrong. That gotta be wrong." Listen, next DNA test, the same results. Well, I don't know what happening. I don't know what happening. You know what happened. You know what happened. We got to keep it 100. You deceitful. You must be looking for a conk. The guilt belonged to the mother. Facts. The man ain't wrong to leave. Facts again. Welcome, Miss Charlton. I know men who found out the child wasn't theirs and they still take care of that child. They were already attached. Boy, Miss Charlton, kudos to those men, and I support y'all men wherever you are in the universe, because I don't wish to be you. Kudos to them. I can't. To me, a man who ain't marry a woman with kids still ain't obligated. That's a choice to help her with her kids. I mean, I understand that. It's just crazy that if you involved with a lady that has a child or kids, I am not saying for you to go spend millions of dollars on them. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that there should be some level, like you could help them with homework, like little stuff. I'm not saying that you're obligated to spend millions and millions of dollars, to be balling out and doing all that. That ain't what I'm saying. I mean, I'm just saying he should at least be there, like physically, even if it's to talk to the children about what they're going through or whatever, at least step in the child's life in some aspect. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. Steven says, especially if the man and that child has a bond from birth. Listen, I don't think y'all hearing me. James Bond or no James Bond, I don't care if that's crazy glue. Listen, I can't stress. I just can't stress how serious I am with that, because me personally, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. I just can't see myself. I just can't see myself doing it, because the mental toll that's gonna take on me. No, but some gals get the man, and that's still a choice. I understand what you're saying, but when he marry her, then those are now his kids. I understand what you're saying. Not those that are demanding. I just feel as though if you choose to date a woman with kids, not saying that, you should go out there spending $50,000. I'm just saying that you should at least, your presence should be felt in those child's life, even if you buying them lunch or giving them little $5 for lunch money. Like, you know what I mean? No, you with me, you obligated to take care of my children. What? I make an obligation to make sure you straight. And what? Yes, you obligated to help with my package. Oh boy. You just open up a can of worms. I don't feel as though a man shouldn't do nothing. You know what I mean? I just feel like he should have some presence. Now, however that fits in this statement, then that's how it fits. But I can't say that he shouldn't, and I can't say that he should. I just feel, me personally, it should be some some level of interest in the child's life, because hey, you're interested in the mother, so you should at least be, interested to a point where you're doing something. I don't think it's an obligation. Sorry, the fathers of those kids are obligated. You all know how much deadbeat fathers we have in the 242, man. If he loved you, he will naturally do, which is true. See, the thing is, it's not easy for the man or for the child. The females that do this don't think about the effects. So true. It's not easy. I mean, it ain't gonna be easy for those men. A bushcrack, Jason gone. Jason, y'all see how when immigration comes, go through those shanty towns, and how the illegal immigrants be jumping over the fence, going in the bushes? Man, gone. But you can't tell him he have to do it. It's still a choice. Yes, I understand that. I ain't demanded him to give us the world, but you should help somewhere. Yes, that's my point. He should at least make his presence felt in some way, form, or fashion. Even if he is doing a little, helping out with lunch money, helping out with homework, like little things. It don't have to be like big stuff. It don't have to be big stuff. It could be little things, you know what I mean? But my gosh, it's difficult. It's really, 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 really difficult, at least for me. I can only speak for me. It's difficult for me to find out that I'm not the father. Oh gosh, I'm not the father, and I'll still be there. And that, I saw a girl say only a real man will do that. All men that wouldn't do that are fake. Well, I must be fake, because I just don't know. If he's serious, then he will do without you having to ask. But to say he have to do off the rip, it ain't mandatory. Some women want the man do from day one. And in most cases, the kids don't even respect him like that. That ain't fair to me. Well, if you look at it like that, it ain't fair. It ain't fair. There's a song by Tanya Stevens, Little White Lie. The song is about a woman who knows the child ain't the husband's own, but he states he rather carry that lie. She states she rather carry that lie to her grave. Thanks for DNA. Listen, and you, Molly, you got some people who still carrying that lie to their grave. You got some women, they'll take that lie to their grave. Y'all, welcome to the Gray Area Podcast, man. Whereas we talk about situations and things that are rarely even talked about. And if you're here, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, share the feed, share. Like, listen, I've had conversations with, let me read one of the conversations that I have. I have to pull up this WhatsApp. Okay. There we go. Y'all know I like to read these things. So the conversation says, Jason, in this instant, right? It ain't every time you could tell a man the child is saying. Sometimes you genuinely don't know. Like you end up fooling around with somebody else, and then you happen to get pregnant, and you was fooling around with that person at the same time. If he decides to take a DNA test and he finds out it's not his, it's not that you intentionally did it. It's not that you wanted to hurt anybody. It's just that you had the fear of the unknown and you were in a tight spot. So you basically just didn't want to tell him because you don't want to lose him. You didn't want to tell him the child might not be his because it would crush him. Now, if he chooses, to leave, of course it would hurt because he already bonded with my child. Anyway, so here's the scenario here. In her situation, she is saying, right, that in a situation to where she don't know that there is a chance or there's an opportunity, right, that the child might belong to somebody else. So in that case, she did not mention to the man that, hey, this child might not be yours. So she just goes with the flow when that child is here. And then he decides to take a DNA test and finds that that child, it was not intentional. How is it not intentional if you basically pregnant, took you 9 months to have that baby, 9 months to have that baby? You mean through those 9 months, you couldn't at least tell me, look here, this child might not be yours? I don't see how. And she said, it's the point of not wanting to break anybody. Break who? Because as far as I'm concerned, it's only me. So if you're not being considerate to my feelings, why should I be considerate to yours? Child, leave me and my children. Because like I said, no one laying up and drinking tea and not bringing home water. Yes, Tate, this is a real serious subject. Why you fooling around with a bunch of N-word with no condom? That's a serious thing. You know, they always like to make excuses, condoms burst. This why sometimes marriage need to come before a baby, because this kind of stuff mixed up. Listen, you got plenty married people who their baby for the neighbor and the husband don't know. I'm just saying. True story. What's the difference again? These situations happen in marriage. And you see, I just said that. Like, I know. I see. Of course, me almost slip and call somebody's name. Now, let me drink some water. I'm trying not to call anybody's name. We have people that are married that have babies for people that ain't their husband. And their husband, for some strange reason, they don't know. But these wives, they know that that's not their child. And that right there for me, that's some messed up stuff. That's messed up. I ain't paying mind to people who don't take marriage serious to begin with. I referring to people who marry, take their marriage serious. Boy, y'all know all kind of crazy things going on in 242. Shouldn't get married if you ain't take them things serious. Boy, we living in a serious time. There are a lot of men that are fathering children that are not theirs. And I'm not talking with you knowing, like hey, this right here ain't my child. Like you literally think that's your child, and you there being daddy and taking care of that child. Y'all know how it go. You taking care of that child, and then boom, one of your relatives say, something just ain't right about this child. That makes you want to go take a DNA test, and boom, when you find that out, we got some messed up situations in the 242. We got some mess. And yes, if you don't take them things serious, you shouldn't, Ali. You are not the father. And I want to make it quite clear again. I am not staying in any situation that makes me uncomfortable so I can make anybody else comfortable. That's just me. And I'm not going to be obligated to do anything that I don't want to do or I don't feel like doing. The mere fact that you lied to me. And don't let it be the child 10 years old and, oh, you lied to me for 10 years? 10 years. Shucks. Skinning is the problem anyways, the lack of respect, because for these things to be considered normal in the Bahamas is wrong in general. Facts. Respect. I like that right there. The lack of respect and self-respect. That right there, that gets me. You got to respect yourself and respect me. That right there, that's a serious one. And listen, y'all would be surprised what's going on right here in the 242. I'm not even talking about the world. I'm not even talking about the United States. I'm talking about right here in the 242. You got some women that have these men taking care of these children, and they know that child ain't theirs. And I'm not talking about you met this woman with kids. No, I'm talking about this woman pregnant. You went through the 9 months. You went through the child labor. You watched that child crawl, teeth, say his first words, call you dada or tata or whatever they say first. And then after that, when you look, boom. To carry a lie like that, for that long, you could kill and feeling nothing. No remorse. Some people have no remorse for what they do, And this is a subject that we normally just bury. Like we woodlawn garden this subject. Because it happens. And then when that man finds out that child is not his, we expect the man to be the bigger person and be like, oh, I'm still gonna be here for this child because that's mine. So I raised that child. Like we messing. And y'all know another situation in the same thing that ties into the same subject. I don't want to insult these women because I'm trying to be here. These deceitful, cunning, moronic, asinine females and men that takes the child of another man, right? And gives it to another man. And that man, knowing that's not his child, and the father of that child wants to be in that life, and they out here doing a bunch of garbage, holding that child, don't want that child to be around because that new man is saying, look here, I don't care, even if I ain't the donor, this is my child. I don't want that dude around. Even if that child wants to be, even if that father wants to be, that right there is cunning too. Dudes, a real man would say, look here, let that man and his child, in his child's life. Like y'all got some deceitful women out there that be doing all kind of garbage like these. Listen, let me get to some of these comments. I know an old man who was the father of his wife's grandchild. Wow, and that child, up to this day, don't know. But the child mother knows, but her husband don't. He thinks it's his son. This thing been happening. Not I. What? That's some serious. That right there, serious. Listen, read that again, man. I know an old man who was the father of his wife's grandchild, and that child up to this day don't know. But the child mother knows, but her husband don't. He thinks it's his son. This thing been happening, y'all. That right there. That's some messed up stuff, Motherfucker. Most women expect men to be the bigger person, but ask them if they could do the same. They will say that devil is a liar. Truth. They carry that secret up to their graves. So these things been happening. My Lord, what is this? What a time. That's who you got to call because these things happening. We got people who went to their grave knowing that child was in their husband on, or know that child was in the man on, and they leave that man right there. And that's crippling, That sort of stuff can cripple you emotionally to a point whereas you want to just go and get a BB gun. Not even a real gun. I got to say BB gun because next thing you know, CDU come to my house and arrest me for nothing. And get locked up. Because these type of things, I don't know how people can go back to normalcy, or how can you just still look at that child? That's some real love. Because I can't. I can't. Me personally. Anyway, let me read one of these comments. Y'all don't like to post these comments on Facebook. Y'all like to be WhatsApping me these comments because y'all don't want nobody see y'all opinions. Say everything cool. Jason, I've been in that situation before. Oh, honestly, it wasn't easy, you know. It wasn't easy. Like, you wanted to tell the man that, hey, this ain't your baby. But when you notice how he interacts with that child, and then you're like, that's what you want for your child, because the person who is the father of your child don't want to have nothing to do with you or the child. But then he comes right there, and it happens so fast, and within yourself that you want to tell him what you want, what's best for your child, and he is the best thing at that moment. Sometimes your hands are tied. Sometimes your hands are tied in this situation. And again, I have to stress the fact that you want to tell them. It's just that when you see them interacting with that child, like, what should you do? It's hard sometimes. Put yourself in my shoe. Again, I'm not a woman. And understand where I'm coming from. Plus, this how children grow up not knowing if they have certain heredity health issues. I feel like that lie can be harmful in the long run. Y'all got to give me some time to just digest all of that. I don't want to say the wrong thing because y'all know I'm not a psychologist yet. Let me get to some of the comments because let me go to my bed. This is too much. Nah, stop skinning. These ain't niggas. Oh, y'all caused me say the N-word. Garbage juice. I'm trying to process it, y'all. Give me some time. Give me some time. Y'all know these mother effers ain't SHI, but y'all too love toxic DI. Whether or not, right? Whether or not, and I don't mean this in any insulting way, whether or not you see, or that's what you want for your child, you cannot take that choice away from that individual. Let him decide if he wants to be around. Like, yeah, that's what you want for your child, and the person who you pregnant or got pregnant for ain't interested or whatever. But my gosh, you shouldn't have to put that. I wouldn't want to say a child is a burden, but why would you want to put that on another man? Do you know, like, what happens to that man when he finds out? What if he ever finds out? Like, anyway, children deserve to know the truth regardless. And adults, we deserve to know the truth too. That person is selfish. All she wanted was the best for her and not the child. The best thing for the child is the truth. Well, y'all speaking fact. I don't believe in women or men holding their kids hostage from the other parent. Facts. I'll pull up. Jason will pull up. I'll flat all of your tires. I'll flat. Don't have no other man taking care of my child, and I'm alive and I want to be in that child's life. Listen, I'll drive past your house you'll have to bound me over the piece. I'm alive and I want to be in my child's life and you out here, he ain't the father. And I know that's my child. Boy, listen, let me read these comments because Shelly, I can't drink, man. I gotta sip water. These some tough conversations. That's like giving someone a counterfeit 100. Lord knows. They always want the good man to take care of the man who has never supposed to be procreating with child. Agree, Jason. That's not your choice. That's how people lose their lives. Like y'all playing with our emotions. Don't tell me. I mean, no insult to you, I'm just saying, don't tell me that he is the best thing for your child. At what cost? At the cost of his emotions? Listen. Flat these gas tires and burst a window out with rock chasing. You want my help? I come in. It ain't me. I've never been in this situation. If I had a child, right, out there, right, and I want to be involved in my child's life, right, and then that fella knowingly taking care of my child and saying that's his child, knowing that's not his child, and I'm alive and I want to be in my child's life, and you are prohibiting me. Y'all know how the stupid law goes in this country. Like a man can't even go to court like that to file for visitation rights for his child, but a woman can go to court in an instant to say, "Oh, he's not paying child support. I want him to put the money to the court." Like, like we have no rights when it comes to our child. Like if I say I want to see my child, right, and that woman is withholding my child, ain't the law isn't on my side. I'll make you feel everywhere you see me. It's gonna be. I wouldn't hit you. I wouldn't abuse anybody. I'll break your glass. Listen, I'll be fine. Just hope they ain't send me to jail. I'll pay fines. As long as I can pay fines, I'll empty my bank account paying fines. I'll check up your tires. Listen, anyway. They go ruin the good man, then turn around and say, ain't no good man. That's another story within itself right there. Y'all know how these women go. Child, all these men are dogs. No, girl. All the men you dealt with are dogs. Let's get it right. The men, and you should evaluate yourself to see why you're attracting dogs so much. I mean, I didn't want to go there, man. I'm just saying. The gray area, guys. The gray area. Where we talk about situations and things that are rarely even talked about. If we keep it at, let me get this comment. How you know someone don't want their own child? These guys be playing with fire. A child can change a man. How you could choose for someone? You gotta ask them. I'm sorry to those people that are messaging me saying that their power went out. I don't mean to laugh. I'm so sorry. I'm just so gosh. Oh, you too? You would be responsible for that child not having a relationship with their parent. Guess what? They won't stay a kid forever. Be adults and think about your kids first. So true, Rezzy. That's real talk right there. Like, we don't even think about these children when we making these stupid decisions. Like what? Especially in the case of other men who are not the father. Like some of these dudes, y'all know you are not the father. Stop encouraging these women just because y'all some, I don't curse, y'all some asinine, moronic, brainless, barbaric individuals. Stop encouraging y'all women to hold the child from their real daddies and be like, oh, you the daddy. You ain't the daddy. You just listen, just because your name or you sign for that child thinking that child is yours, and then you found out young at a young age that that child ain't yours. You know that child ain't yours. You know for a fact that that child ain't yours, and the daddy knows the dad knows that that child is his, and he wants to be in the child's life, and both of you come together and hold that child. Listen, y'all be playing with fire. I'll pull up. I'll pull up. Not all men and women who have kids want their kids. Trust me. That's another subject within itself. Ali, you on fire tonight. Some men and women just naturally ain't. Kids don't change that. You right. You so right. I feel this, man. I gotta say this again. Y'all women who out there, y'all know that daddy wants to be in that child life, and y'all have another man taking care of their child, calling another man daddy, when that man, you know that man wants to be in his child's life. Y'all vicious. Y'all deserve the cat 9 tails. Y'all are vicious. Y'all are vicious. Where's your heart? Where's your compassion? Do you have a soul? Boy, I tell you. You are not the father. You are not the father. Again, I say, we gotta stop playing. We gotta stop playing with people's emotion. First of all, women, stop lying to these men, knowing that they're not the father. Stop lying to these men, making them believe that this child is theirs, and you know within your heart, even if you know within your heart that there's a doubt, the mere fact that you know within your heart that there's a doubt, you should at least be honest with that man and say, hey, you know what? I'm not too sure that this child is yours, so we can just, we can get a DNA test when the child comes, because I don't want to mislead you into anything. It already hard to find men who still want to be in their child's life, even after separating from the mother. It's always the ones who have proactive daddies that want to be manipulative and evil. Ali, listen, you got some evil people. Evil, wicked, deceitful. If he want to help, he can, but I won't force him to take care of the child. Yeah, that's true. But I mean, I'm talking in an instant whereas the man wants to be in his child's life. And then you take that child from a young age, and then another man, because he thought this child was his at first, and come to find out it's not his. This scenario I'm drawing, find out it's not his. So now he takes that child, and you know what? I still the daddy. And now both of you combined together are now saying that the real daddy has no place in this child's life because I'm the father, even though he is not the father. That's some messed up. Where do you feel like you being a man? That's some vindictive type stuff. If a father wants to be in a child's life, you should not deprive that father. Whether or not you with that woman and you feel like, oh, you got to save face for society, that's some messed up. That is messed up. Listen, I'll spark plug your glass. I'll pour sugar in the gas tank. Listen, we have some evil people. We have some vindictive people, to the point where where these individuals will cause you, if you're not careful, to go silent. I gave the female wrong because she knew. Yes, some of these women, they know. Listen, these women, some of them, I would say some, but most of them, the majority of them, sometimes they always have a feeling this child might not be homeboy on. But I'm saying that man deserves to know. This is why some men need to be careful who they big up. Yes, Ali, these are some vindictive creatures. Not all women, some. If we keeping it real, if we keeping it 100, like how could you, first of all, how could you let a man raise a child that you know ain't his? And then the second scenario is, how could you let a man, and he know it ain't his, raise that child, and the father who knows it's his wants to be in that child's life? Like, that's some. If you don't see her as your wife, don't make her the mother of your child. Ali, that's so true. That's so true to say, but in this day and time, situations happen. You ain't supposed to be doing a diddly do squat anyway until you're married. We a Christian nation. I got to throw that in there. We supposed to be Christians. No fornicating. Y'all stop fornicating. No ringy, no thingy. They taught us that in school. That's the Maury Shii. Yes, that's what it is. It's going on real life. Y'all will be surprised how much men are fighting to be in their child's life, because that deceitful mother took the child and gave that child to another man from the break, and all of a sudden he's feeling sorry, and so now he's back in the child's life, and now he's saying, look, yeah, I'm the child's daddy. I don't want that daddy to be around my child. The real daddy, that is. That's some. Yes, man, we a Christian nation, man. We got some praying. We still got some praying people. We got some praying people, man. We still a Christian. We still a Christian nation. But all about the place skinning. Repent. Ali, that's what it is. You got listen, I know somebody who know this ain't the man on. And from here to God, she denying that to the fullest. But that ain't my place to tell him. If he can't see that, I stand out of it. Like sometimes men can't see. Let me drink my last sip of water. Sometimes it's not so easy to articulate the features of that child to say this child looks nothing like me. Sometimes that's not the case. Listen, sometimes people will compare children to you, and you start seeing things that are not actually there. Oh, he got your nose. Yeah, I know that's my nose. Oh, look how he got your little lip. Oh, you see, he smiles like you all the time. You go do Dana, bam, you are not the father. Like sometimes in these scenarios, like people will start, the way they speak to you and the way they talk to you concerning this child, you begin to see things in a certain way that you've never seen them before. And then you can't even think or fathom or begin to comprehend that this child is not yours. If my gut tells me, Jason, this topic was needed. I know that water hot, Jay. Some gals have a type. They choose plenty and words that look alike. Boy, this is a serious thing. That's a serious thing. We gotta stop. Even in the 242, like this is in the 242. Whether we wanna admit it or not, this is in the 242. We have to stop lying to people, man. And then we have to stop being vindictive. Like, it's two scenarios here. One, that child ain't that man on, and you're lying to that man, making him believe like he's the father. And within yourself, even if you have a possibility, the mere fact that you have doubt, which means that's something that you need to discuss. Okay, I feel as though, this child might not be yours. So I just want to get a DNA to be, even if you feel like you're going to lose that person in a relationship, at least you will still have them there if he turns out to be the father. And then there's the second scenario, whereas some of these men know they ain't the daddy. Like, they know, like, DNA evidence prove that they ain't the father. They know that they ain't the daddy. They know for sure that they ain't the daddy. And you know what they do? They'll do these vindictive, evil, deceitful stuff like, you ain't the daddy, bro. And you will tell your girl, look here, anyway, this is my baby. You don't want the real daddy, and the real daddy trying to be in the man's life and in the child's life. Like, that's some mess of stuff. There's no way me as a person, right? If a person and I were together and we had a child, right? And I found out that child is not mine. DNA proof that you are not the father, right? And I found that out early on, right? Let's say I found this out. I'm moving forward now. And then, we had a breakup. And then you went to do DNA tests with the other guy to find out that he's the father. He's the real father, right? And now I come back in the picture and be like, man, look here. We could work this out, man. That's my child. Even though I know that's not my child. I'm like, we could work this out, man. That's my child. I can't see myself doing that. I would say, if I really want to be with the girl, I'll say, okay, we can try to work past this. I would never deprive the original father of that child from being in his child's life. Never. I'll be there as a stepfather in that child's life. And if you fall short on the ball, then I'll step in your place if I'm really interested in that woman. I don't understand. How can a woman lie to a man for years and years? Some of the women take these things to their grave. Lie to a man and make him believe that he's the father. And how can a woman and a man lie to that child, growing up that child, making that child believe that, hey, that's the father, when you both know that isn't the case? These are messed up times we living in, These some messed up times we living in. We got to be honest. We got to be honest, and we got to be truthful. That's what's crushing our society, If we keeping it 100, that's what's crushing our society. Honesty. I'll be honest. Like, you can't be on. Like, you lying to that child. What happens when that child gets older and he finds out this man been raising him as his daddy, right? In both scenarios. And then he finds that that's not his daddy. Do you know what that child, that's going to cause? Hate. That's going to cause hurt. Adopted kids have issues when they find out they're adopted. So judge a child growing up with the wrong daddy and wrong parent. Yes. When they find out the truth, that can crush them sometime. Like, mental health, so serious. Like, we take mental health as a joke. Like, stuff like that can crush an individual, especially somebody who finds out, look at this, ain't my daddy. So who's my real daddy? Because there are some daughters who mommy raised the grandchildren as their sibling. These some serious time. And these stuff happening right here in the 242. Right here in the 242, some of these things happening. We got to practice honesty, man. We got to practice keeping it real, you know? Be honest. Hey, there's a possibility that this child is not yours, and I'll understand if you don't want to be with me anymore, but I just want to take a DNA test to make sure, and if it's his, then maybe you guys can move forward, maybe not, but the child will be both of your obligations. And then the other scenario, whereas both parents know that he's not the father and they're cool with that, and you stopping the real father from being in the child's life, that's some messed up stuff. That's a woman that can do something like that is a vindictive, evil creature. Evil. I saw that in a movie. The daughter had a son, and the daughter grew up with her son as her little brother. Wow. Imagine the child end up bucking they daddy, not knowing that's her father. You know, these old man like young girls. Know what? Oh, that's another case. Know what it is. That's your daughter you lusting at. Wow. I wouldn't even go that far because that's a whole nother scenario. We have to learn how to stop deceiving people, man. If I ain't the father, tell me. If it's a possibility that I'm not the father, tell me that too. If you ain't sure, tell me that too. Don't make a decision for me. And even in the other scenario, if I want to be in my child's life, don't give another man my child to raise and I'm alive. You have my child calling another man daddy, and you stopping me. When I come around, you don't want me to see my child. We need better court system where as men can fight to be in their child's life too. We need more opportunity where a man can fight to be in their child's life. Everything is based on women winning this, women going to court that. Look at us men. We need a court system or a judicial system whereas it ain't as hard to get visitation rights to our child. When the child is born out of wedlock, yes, I understand that the woman is there. The woman has a better chance to be in that child's life. But come on, man. We need rights to our child too. Y'all know how it is in the 242. We got some people. I think that happened before. The biological daddy big up his daughter, not knowing that was her daddy. Jeez, boy, y'all putting these things in my head. That's why you gotta stop lying, man. We opening cans of worms and we opening dimensions that needs to be closed. Like we opening portals to some crazy stuff. We have to be real with individuals. We have to be honest and truthful. We can't be playing around with stuff like that. Playing around with a child is like, that's so deadly in both aspects. The woman not telling that man that's his child and he finds out that's not his child. And then the other aspect too, where both the woman and the man know that's not the man's child. And he's saying to save face and to save the embarrassment, he's going to still be the father. And then you just block out the real father. That's some. You are not the father. And a lot of people I saw, they basically said a man is not obligated to stick around after he finds out that's not his child. That's why sweethearting need to be demoralized, because that alone is a breeding ground for incest, which is true. I mean, in a case where, sometimes, at least sometimes, you got these guys that run into homes. Sometimes the child actually knows, like, hey, that's your daddy. Because I know some individuals, like, they're married and they had some children out of wedlock, and the children, he's in the child's life or whatever. He's still in the child's life and the children's life, because there's more than one. And you know, the wife doesn't know about them, but he takes care of the children if they need or whatever. He shows up and he does whatever, shows up to graduations. It's just that, I mean, maybe the wife knows or has a feeling, but I mean, to say that she knows, like bam in her face, no, I don't think so. This crazy people. It's happening in the 242. Let's be honest. Let's be transparent. Let's keep it 100 with these people. All the children don't know. Yeah, man, all his children know. All his children know him. All his, I don't want to say bastards, because that's such a, I feel like we need to do away with that word. All of the sweethearts' children knows he's their father. All of them. Razzie said 70% of the time the wife knows. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say that high. 70% is a lot, because that's a lot. Because you got some, they have a feeling, or they have a gut feeling to say no. Oh, are you speaking from personal experience? Oh, I'm sorry. They don't know this. Wow. That's like opening dimensions and portals, a whole nother thing, Ali. That's so messed up. In the 242, guys. In the 242. Anyway, y'all continue to stay safe. I think the storm has already passed us. And we did okay. All that panicking with y'all buying all of these things for the other people, them children. What are y'all on? I have a friend who didn't know he was liking his cousin till he went to the family reunion and come to find out it was his sister too. Oh, because he mom and aunt sleep with the same man. And everything came out. Wow. Wow. Imagine being a child growing up, being asked if this person, your sibling, and you don't even know who that is. It happens. But y'all look alike. It happens. I've seen it happen. That's some crazy stuff. That's why we got to be real, man. We got to keep it real. We got to have some sort of respect for not even others, for ourselves. Because if you respect yourself first, you will know how to respect other people. Stop keeping these dangerous secrets. And when it comes to light, you destroy the person. Y'all continue to be safe. So if I mind y'all have me talking for 2 hours. I got to be on my timer. Y'all, thank you guys for tuning into the Gray Area Podcast. Y'all know what we do. We all about talking about situations and things that are rarely talked about for whatever reason. And I have another giveaway that is coming up soon. So stay tuned. And please, if y'all know that man ain't the baby daddy, please just tell him, baby, you are not the father. Stop playing with these people's emotion. And for you on the other side of this discussion that knows that child wants to be in, that man or that father wants to be involved wants to be involved in their child's life. But you and your boyfriend, who says he's going to be the only father that child needs, knowingly, you both know that that man doing all he can to be in his child's life, and you're disrupting it and you're stopping it because, as far as you're concerned, that man who ain't the daddy wants to save face. He don't want society to know that's not his child. Y'all wrong too. Y'all wrong. Y'all wrong. Both scenarios are wrong. Her head might get slapped off, but at least she will be free. Thank y'all for watching the Gray Area Podcast. I'm out. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace, love, and stop lying about these children. Facts. On that note, I'm out.